Doctor Who, Eve of the Daleks, the 2022 New Year's Day special. Now, this episode, of course, is the beginning of the end because this is the final year of this version of the show, with this showrunner, with this version of the Doctor, and by October we will meet at the very end, in the last minute of the Centenary special, whoever's going to be number 14. That's when we'll have Watcher Davis coming back as showrunner, who did the David Tennant and Eccleston years, so he did like the first 5 years of the Revival series. That of course makes everyone very excited, and everybody's really looking forward to it because, you know, he hasn't lost a beat since he left Doctor Who, so it's really a level of excitement. So we only got 3 episodes this year, and we got one today for New Year's Day, or for my case, the second of Show the Way. It's always weird when you have like Christmas special. Yeah, Christmas happened like 24 hours ago. But I get it. It's not Christmas. Not it's not Boxing Day or the 2nd of January for the UK. Anyway, so this episode is a time loop episode. It's essentially, you got these 2 characters who keep getting killed off by Daleks. The Doctor, Dan, and Yaz show up and trying to break the time loop while also surviving and trying to stop the Daleks and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is, with time loop episodes, outside your main core characters, which is once again is the Doctor, Dan, and Yaz, outside of that core aspect of things, the supporting characters, which is this dude and this woman, you kind of need us to care. You need us to buy the performances are really well put together, but them as characters themselves just become so like the wittiness or the banter between the 2 characters just come across very long and very winded and very, like, here's the thing. If you're gonna ask me, do I like the episode? Yeah, I like it. I don't think it's brilliant, but I mean, it's better than last year with, Revolution Daleks, where I was like, there's this and 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 this. Opinions leave. And why am I not feeling anything? Why don't I feel like an emotional core? But I like this one. This is like the second. If this is a trilogy of a New Year's Day trilogy with Daleks always showing up for a New Year's Day special, yeah, this is probably the second out. Like, Revolution's pretty well put together. But for these 3, this is the second best. But these 2 characters, the banter, the wittiness, like their opening scene just comes across as so long and so, like, for me, all I needed, and I get the concept is you need to get the chemistry together because these, in a span of an hour, we need to have them be a thing. We need to be an item. These 2 characters need to be an item, but for whatever reason, we need to have that scene to make us buy them at the beginning. But they just, it just comes across as really, I won't say annoying, but just very long-winded. And there's moments where you just like, hey, characters, these 2, hey, newbies who are only going to show up for a episode. Can you just shut it for a bit? Can the Doctor just do her thing? I mean, it's not long. It's 2 episodes. She's fighting sea devils and then whatever's going to happen in the Centenary. But come on, can you just just a little bit? Now the time loop itself. Like, look, I like time loop episodes or time loop movies or TV shows like everyone else. A good Groundhog Day, a Happy Death Day, things like that. Even Arrow did one in its final season. And there's a sense of fun towards it, and they're able to capture that fun aspect of it. And having Daleks with Tommy guns instead of the regular blasters. Yeah, that's a little bit extra, and them just going exterminate and just no, we're not gonna kill you once. We're gonna like kill you like 45 times. Um, it's a it was interesting. It's a neat design, at least a different change of its weaponry that we haven't seen. And that's kind of good. Even though the Daleks, the whole thing of like Daleks do not do this, that was played a lot. Like Daleks do not. Daleks are not sorry, and they do that a little bit too much of it, which is why the meshes thing of like naturally because in the UK Doctor Who is seen as a family show, so naturally kids are gonna watch it, so they want to put a little meshes at like midway or semi way to the end, and that was felt a little bit forced. That felt like okay, time to get our meshes going, time to get our about repeating and proving ourselves and get back up and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing: it's a fine episode, and it's one of those episodes where you're like, yeah, I had a good time watching it, but I probably won't be like watching it again and again and again. Now, of course, the big thing is now official. The thing about the whole Yas Doctor thing, the thing about there's this thing called was it queer bang, and people worry that the BBC or Chibnall's going to like hint that Yas is at least into the Doctor, and but never really do anything. I always say like, hey, until they say it, let's like dive into it. Okay, let's just say, hey, there's the buddies, the friends who really get along, that whole thing. And now that we have official confirmation that the Yas really has a thing for the Doctor, and who's really Martha 2.0, or Clara 3.0, if I go like, first we have Martha, and then we had Clara, and now we have Yas. Yas having a thing for her, having a companion having a thing for the Doctor. No shit. And the Doctor's very like, oh yeah, of course I like it. No, as like, what do you mean? Yeah, like, I have no idea what you mean. So clearly this Doctor's, she's not like Ten, who was a bubbling, no, your charming leading man. Yeah, this is a very asexual Doctor who is not very good at social cues or picking up stuff. So this is but with how they handled it, I think for hinting it and maybe when it officially, yes, maybe just fully says it or whatever, if it's Legends of the Sea Devils, which is the next special, or in the Centenary, as in, hey, I like you, I fancy you, but I'm going to leave, kind of like what Martha did. Unless, they're going to kill Yas off, because Yas is going to be that person. I'm going to want to die with the Doctor. The weird thing, it's all about how it handled, and I'm all about, hey, let's see how it is. Let's not do the whole fan theory thing with the queer bang side of things. Where we're like, they hinted this. Did they know? Did they, or did we just read it a little bit too much? Did it enter into your head like these two are together, and in reality it was never on the plans of, they were just like, hey, these two are good mates, and call it a day. But yeah, so the big thing is, at the end, is we found out that the April one, which is I believe the Easter one, the Easter special, which will come out around that time, is Legends of the Sea Devils, which is set in China, dealing with a female pirate captain, which was kind of hinted, though it turns out there was some references and hints and all these little things. So by then we'll talk about that, when that comes out, and then we'll be like, bye bye 13, bye bye. bang in a full 90 minutes. But the thing is, the one annoying thing I think for a lot of people, it's going to be like, for God's sake, can we give us answers? Let's not cram everything in 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours, shall we? But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked that because it's going to be co-written by Chibnall, that we're going to get this Sea Devil story, but at the same time have hints for the Centenary and hints of the possibility of seeing, the whole Sonya ending or Trenzalore aspect of things, or this is my final fall, this is where I stand, and how we can maybe have a loophole throughout around it. So yeah, it's a really, it's a fine episode. I know I'm blabbling on and talking about other things, but it's a fine episode. It's a fine episode nonetheless.